Hello, viewers, and welcome again to another edition of the Duke Show. I have with me here a friend, a brother, and a rap artist. Join me in welcoming Dokpi. Dokpi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
That's good. Briefly, could you describe yourself to our viewers, just briefly, in a very brief sentence?
Well, first of all, I'm a Nigerian, but I consider myself to be an extrovert individual with prodigious amount of dexterity and artistry, if I must say.
That's good. That's good. If I may ask you, what inspired you to go into rap music, or music generally?
Okay, what inspired me? Well, normally I would say I was hitting the head with a banana and had an epiphany, and without notice, at the end, I had this enthusiasm in relation to music. But that would be rather erroneous and fallacious. So let me first say, I always had this proclivity for music. Wow. Yeah, I always had this love for music. But it all started on February 24th, you know. I think February 24th, 2011, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I was invited to perform as a DJ for a friend's party. So, like, at the close of the function, there were, like, this bunch of guys, you know, predominantly foreign artists in Ukraine. So they were just, like, freestyling and throwing all sorts of punchlines. So, you know, I was incentivized to, you know, endeavor to rap and throw my own punchlines. Wow. And so I tried. So after my endeavor, like a few days after, you know, I was like confronted by these trivial amounts of individuals that thought it to be cool if I should go into music. Yeah.
Before going into music, were you scared? Were you, you know, because people, before you venture into something, you normally get this, is it going to go well? Is it not going to go well? Did you get something like that?
Of course, everybody always has that feeling. I also experienced my fair share.
Wow, so how did you overcome it and, you know?
Well, like I said before, I always consider myself as someone with prodigious amount of dexterity and artistry. And, you know, like, I always see myself as always being able to meet up with the challenges that I face. So from the onset, when I was going, I always knew it was going to be successful.
That's wonderful. I know very well that most parents, most African or rather Nigerian parents, they have this stigma surrounding rap music. So if I may ask you, are your parents in support of your passion or your musical career?
Well, concerning that, they just know I'm mixing music in school. They really don't know what I'm doing. They just know I have this passion for music. Well, that's pretty much all they know.
Well, so far, I'm sure they've seen your work. I loved your video, by the way. And what has their response or reaction been towards it?
Actually, my mom was actually giving me money once, you know, to shoot a video. I shot it with Musa, but, you know, the video is not yet out, still coming. And, you know, so she also saw the Dear Mama video I did for her. She was impressed, you know, she was happy. These are fun times and memories, you know.
That's a nice one. Briefly, I'm going to ask you, what foreign stroke or local musicians or artists that you'd love to work with in the near future?
In the near future? Well, first of all, I think featuring a foreign affluent artist would be a game changer. So now the question left is, which of the everyday artists that we have, you know, will be most in tune with my type of music? And you know,
you can name a couple of artists for me, or I could name for you, then you tell me.
Okay, on the spur of the moment, for foreign artists, I would like to work with people like Big Sean, people like Drake, people like, you know, Jay-Z, and I would go on, but I don't want to stretch the list. These are basically people at the crest of my list.
Why these names?
No, these are people I feel that I'll be able to work with, like in terms of foreign artists, that the chemistry is going to develop very quickly, because basically these are people that, like, I've always loved their music, and, you know, they've always inspired me in different aspects. You can find parts of them in different songs I've sung. And for local artists, there is an artist, Michael Vindicalo, is in Kharkov, you know, he's a student, medical student, he's also a producer. He does a lot of dope stuff and he sends me things, so we plan on doing an album together, but, you know, it's not anytime, we're not rushing.
Going to the Nigerian scene, who are the people you feel you could work
with?
Well,
Nigerian scene, first of all, I am someone that I always feel like, for concerning this Nigerian music, I feel I'll basically blend with almost all of them. But if you ask me who I should choose, well, I guess Ice Prince, because, you know, he has kind of
stuffs that you have.
Yeah.
Well, apart from Ice Prince, do you have any other name in mind? Some people who maybe inspire you musically. Musically,
you know, there is also Niger pop. You know, of course, Wizkid on the chorus is going to be a very, very good thing. So I guess Wizkid too.
Okay, well, that's lovely. Well, moving away a little bit from the music scene, I know very well that you love politics. I know you have a few interests in politics. And over the couple of years, we've seen that a lot of things are going wrong in Nigeria. Recently, they're having this issue of former President Obasanjo going on with GEJ, that's the current president, and a whole lot of other stuff. What if you had the opportunity, one opportunity to advise, what would your advice be, you know, towards reconstructing the whole system of Nigeria and making Nigeria a better place and the giant of Africa that it once used to be? What would your advice be?
Well, first of all, my advice would be directed. First of all, I'll direct the advice towards the elites, because those are the people basically at the helm, and they're the ones that you know, they have the capability to effect the changes. And secondly, I would direct my advice towards the masses, because they don't just have the perspective to influence, but they can also, you know, revise and refashion, you know, the decisions of the elites. So to the elites, I would say, you know, they should work on the first and most important thing is security and power. That's electricity. So they work on security, because insecurity, basically, what does it do? It just reduces the chance for foreign investors to come.
Exactly.
It makes it unattractive, the kidnapping, So it's basically and it's also damaging the image of Nigeria, you know, worldwide. Everybody has this bad image. So then I would also say, you know, they should work on, she doesn't just focus on oil, you know. The oil is there, it's generating most of the revenue, but they shouldn't just focus on it. You know, they should diversify. They should look into things like agricultural sector, you know, the other things that, you know, can also generate revenue for the country. And basically, for the masses, I would tell them, you know, they should exercise the freedom of speech in form of protest, peaceful protest, if I may say.
Especially when what is going on is not acceptable by them. They should voice their opinion.
They should voice their opinion,
make it known
definitely.
to the people in power.
Definitely.
That's very good. Using this
important.
opportunity that, you know, you paid us a visit, decided to drop in, you paid us a visit. Using this opportunity, what should your fans be expecting of you subsequently?
Well, you know,
musically as well.
Right now, I'm in this step in my life, you know, where I'm not range bound.
Okay.
Range bound by a certain genre of music, you know. Although I do hip hop for the most part of it, you know, you can still find me venturing into other genres. So, in the nearest future, I think my fans should expect, you know, original, unconventional music from me. And, you know, there are also talks going down concerning shooting certain music videos for my unreleased tracks. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask you to just sing us a line, but not right now. I'm going to ask you a question first, then I'll ask you to sing us a line from your current music video. If your son, you have a son, and your son decides to go into rap music, and he wants to totally abandon education to pursue his musical career, how would your reaction be? That very briefly, because we run out of time.
Well, if my son wants to pursue music, well, you know, generally, the thing about this is that most Nigerians consider children that want to do that as delinquents, impetuous, flighty.
Maybe children going into the section of being a vagabond or something like that.
Flighty and you know, if I must say, foolhardy. But if, you know, the facts are to be clearly stated out, you find out that there's been antecedent success tales, and as well as stories of those that tried but came to a knot. So I wouldn't be so quick to tell him that he should just end his passion or his dream, you know, about there are conditions if he wants to chase his dream. He has to first of all conclude any program he has embarked on or intends to plunge into. that's very important because he has to first of all have a degree to himself. He has to be someone in life apart from music, in case that doesn't work out. Then, you know, if he has the talents, you know, we'll see the talents, and if when he's in school, he has to face his studies. But if he thinks he can mix it, give him opportunity. But after the school, basically what he has to do is finish school. Then if he feels he still wants to go to music, he can go into the music.
5 years from now, Dr. P, where do you see yourself?
Well, basically 5 years from now, I see myself as a medical doctor, certified, practicing. That's why I see myself as 5 years from now. Okay,
good. Would you love your musical career to continue even in 5 years and beyond?
Well, I consider music as my passion, you see. So basically, I still see myself doing music, you know, for the most part, but I don't see myself quitting medicine for music, unless, you know, that's golden.
By the way, I've been trying to understand, you know, how do you manage, you know, medicine? I know medicine is a very, very tedious career path. How do you manage medicine and as well music?
Multitasking. The answer, I think I would say the answer is multitasking. Well, you know, I have this passion for music, and medicine is like my career, and I also have a passion for medicine. So when you have a passion for something, you always tend to create time for it. And that's how I've been doing it. My passion has been driving me. And, you know, the multitasking is, you can see, if you don't know, probably now you know, I'm very good in multitasking. And versatility is something I've always found important. So this is something that's always been part of me right from the time. That is, anything I try to endeavor to do, I always find out you know, I can do it. You know, so multitasking is not really much of a problem for me. At least I would like to think that I'm mixing it perfectly as best as possible.
So where do you worship more, at the altar of medicine or at the altar of music?
Definitely at the altar of medicine.
That's good. Well, in conclusion, I just have one final question for you. Are you single?
Well, you know, actually, my AMO condition is rather intricate and convoluted, and I would like to not further deliberate over that bone of contention.
Well, you can just throw more light, just a little bit, you know, come on.
Okay. It's complicated, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically all they say. It's complicated. Well, it's all right. It's been nice having you here with us, Dr. P.
Thank
we
you.
really, really appreciate the time that we spent with you. We want to encourage you to keep doing more and more. And we love your works. I personally love your works. And, you know, I wish you all the best. Be the best at whatever thing you have, you know, started. And Godspeed to you. Thank you very much, Dr. P.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, it's been nice having Dr. P here with us. You know, it's also been an interesting edition of the Duke Show. Feel free to write us an email on the address that's going to appear on your screen. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We'll definitely get in touch with you. Thank you very much for being with us all this while. Thank you. Bye-bye.